Dear students, today I'll tell you about shares and share capital. Share is a small unit into which the total capital of joint stock company is divided. For example, total capital of a joint stock company is rupees 50 lakhs. This capital may be divided into 5 lakh shares of rupees 10 each. And the persons who invest amount through these shares are known as shareholders. These shareholders are the owners of the company. There are two types of the shares which can be issued by a company. One, preference shares, and second, equity shares. First, preference shares. Preference shares are those shares which have preferential rights over equity shares. According to Section 43 of Companies Act 2013, there are two preferential rights. One, for receiving the dividend. Preference shareholders have right to get dividend first before the dividend received by the equity shareholders. And second, regarding refund of capital. In case of winding up of the company, capital is refunded first to preference shareholders before anything paid to the equity shareholders. Second, equity shares. Equity shares are those shares which are not preferential in nature. Means these shareholders do not enjoy preferential rights in the payment of dividend and refund of capital. Dividend payable on these shares is not fixed. It depends upon profit available for distribution in a particular year. Normally, these shareholders have voting rights. Now I will tell you about share capital. Amount invested by the shareholder is known as share capital. Company issues shares to the public. Public purchases these shares and becomes shareholders. Amount received from these shareholders constitute capital of a joint stock company. There are different types of share capital from accounting point of view, like authorized capital, issued capital, subscribed capital, called up capital, paid up capital, uncalled capital, and reserve capital. I will tell you about all these types of share capital one by one. First, authorized capital. Authorized capital is that capital with which company is registered. This capital is mentioned in the capital clause of the Memorandum of Association. This is the maximum capital which can be issued by a company. But this capital may be increased or decreased according to the provisions of the Companies Act 2013. For example, a company may have authorized capital of rupees 50 lakhs, which is divided into 5 lakh shares of rupees 10 each. Second is issued capital. This capital is a part of authorized capital which is issued to the public. Means public may apply for these shares. No company can issue share capital more than the authorized capital. And it should be noted that the company need not issue the entire authorized capital at a time. Company may issue capital as per the current requirement. For example, company's authorized capital is rupees 50 lakhs. Company may decide to issue 4 lakh shares of rupees 10 each. In this manner, company's issued capital will be rupees 40 lakhs. And the capital which is not issued by a company is known as unissued capital, which is rupees 10 lakhs here. Next is subscribed capital. Subscribed capital is that part of issued capital which is subscribed by the public. Means public has applied for these shares. For example, company's issued capital is rupees 40 lakhs. Company may receive applications for all the shares issued. In this case, subscribed capital will be equal to the issued capital, means rupees 40 lakhs. Public may apply for more than the number of shares issued, or equal to the number of shares issued, or less than the number of shares issued. If number of shares applied by the public are equal to the number of shares issued, it is known as full subscription. Like in the example, subscribed capital is rupees 40 lakhs, which is equal to the issued capital. It is called full subscription. And if applications are received for more number of shares than the number of shares issued, it is known as oversubscription. But company cannot allot shares more than the number of shares issued. In that case, money received on excess application is refunded or adjusted. And sometimes company receive applications for less number of shares, then it is known as under subscription. Now fourth, called up capital. Called up capital is that part of the subscribed capital which is called up by the company. Company may decide to collect entire amount at a time or a part of the face value of the shares. In the examples given here, company has decided to issue rupees 8 per share out of rupees 10. In this manner, called up capital of the company is rupees 32 lakhs. Balance amount of the capital may be called up in future. Next is paid up capital. It is that part of the called up capital which has been received by the company. Means shareholders have paid this amount. Sometimes shareholders don't pay amount due to them because of different reasons. This amount, which is not paid by the shareholders, is known as calls in arrears. Means if calls in arrears is deducted from called up capital, it is known as paid up capital. Like in the example, called up capital is rupees 32 lakhs. Out of this amount, rupees 80,000 was not paid by the shareholders. This amount of calls in arrears has been deducted from called up capital. Now paid up capital of the company is rupees 31 lakh 20,000. Now uncalled capital. As discussed earlier, sometimes a company may decide to demand only a part of the face value of the shares. So amount which is not demanded by the company is known as uncalled capital. In the example given here, company has decided to call rupees 8 per share out of rupees 10. So balance amount on 4,000 shares at the rate of rupees 2 each means rupees 8 lakhs is known as uncalled capital. And last is reserve capital. It is that part of the uncalled capital which is kept reserve. Company has decided not to call this amount in its lifetime. Company may call this amount only in the event of winding up for the payment to the creditors. For example, uncalled capital here is rupees 8 lakhs, and if company decided to call this amount in the event of winding up, it is known as reserve capital. But in the balance sheet of the company, all these types of the share capital are not shown. We will show only authorized capital, issued capital, and subscribed capital. And subscribed capital here is shown as subscribed and fully paid up, and subscribed but not fully paid up. Share capital in the balance sheet can be presented in this manner. First, authorized capital is shown, which is rupees 50 lakhs here, divided into 5 lakh shares of rupees 10 each. Then issued capital is presented, means 4 lakh shares of rupees 10 each. Total amount in this manner is rupees 40 lakhs. At last, subscribed capital is shown. In this example, all shares are not fully paid up. So we will show this capital under the subheading of subscribed but not fully paid up. First, called up capital is presented in the inner column with details like 4 lakh shares of rupees 10 each, rupees 8 called up and rupees 32 lakhs in the inner column. Then calls in areas of rupees 80,000 is deducted. And the balance amount of rupees 31,20,000 is shown in the outer column. It is important to note that these are the notes to accounts for the balance sheet. In the main part of the balance sheet, under the heading of share capital, only amount of subscribed capital is presented, which is rupees 31,20,000 here. Hope this topic is clear to you. Thanks for watching.